turkey came out great.
It's delicious.
Those mashed potatoes sure were delicious. Do you like them, Uncle Carl?
The turkey's pretty good. The sweet potatoes, well, they're sweet enough. But those mashed potatoes, they need way more salt.
Oh!
If these mashed potatoes were any drier, I think I'd be eating dirt. Can't believe you made so many of them. You know, in my day, when I'd make spuds, they'd be perfect. The perfect amount of butter, the perfect amount of cream, and the perfect amount of salt.
Carl?
Well, as you can see, Uncle Carl doesn't always say the most polite things. He probably shouldn't have said that the potatoes needed more salt, but he definitely shouldn't have said that they tasted like dirt. What do you think is the best way to deal with someone like Uncle Carl? Should we yell at him until he apologizes? Or would it be better to explain to him all the work that went into making the mashed potatoes and why that matters? Well, let's see both scenarios.
If these mashed potatoes were any drier, I would definitely be eating dirt. I know it. I know these are Idaho potatoes, but did you even wash them before you started making them and serving me? You know, Applebee's has some good mashed potatoes, not like this garbage.
Well, if that's the way you feel, why don't you go outside and snort some dirt, Carl?
Yeah, you're talking really big for a freeloader that didn't even bring a dish.
Freeloader? You're lucky these food's free. You'd be sued if you were trying to sell these mashed potatoes. Lisa, I'm getting my coat. We're going to get some real mashed potatoes at a fine dining establishment. If I wasn't such a gentleman, I might say something rude.
What? You didn't even wear a coat, Carl. And I think it's nice he went light on salt since I have high blood pressure.
Well, as you can see, Uncle Carl didn't mean to say something rude. He just thought that casually speaking his thoughts would be appropriate at the table. His comments led to a big fight. Let's see how explaining how much work went into making these mashed potatoes go.
If these mashed potatoes were any drier, I'd wonder if I was eating dirt.
Well, you know, Carl, a lot of work went into making these mashed potatoes.
It did?
Oh yes, you may not know it, but we all participated so the food could be equally delicious.
Yeah! First, we had to gather all the ingredients. Then, we each took turns peeling the potatoes. After that, we worked on other dishes while the potatoes boiled on the stove. Then my parents let me mash the potatoes. I really try to mash them up good for you, Uncle Carl. Then, Mom added the butter, salt, and pepper, and I mashed them in as well. After that, we wrapped them up in tinfoil, and then heated them up when you came over, so they would be nice and warm. So you see, a lot of work really did go into making you those mashed potatoes.
And we didn't want to oversalt them because your wife has high blood pressure. This would allow other guests to salt to taste, and she could still enjoy some.
Well, I mean, you could always add more salt, Carl. We don't really mind. Although, you are pretty salty as it is.
Well, I suppose that makes sense. You made them for everyone to eat. You know, these mashed potatoes are actually edible. Not all that good, but edible. I'll accept you went a little on the light side. Well, let's be honest, a lot on the light side. For the salt, so that my wife could eat them.
Thank you, Uncle Carl, for understanding and improving your rating to edible, I think.
However, the turkey stuffing was a little tough. Say, who made that?
Carl, I made the stuffing.
Well, looks like Carl's sleeping on the couch again.